What does a healthy vegan, whole foods plant-based person buy when they go to the grocery store? I'm going to show you what I got. If you watched my previous video, I was cleaning the fridge and removing a ton of stuff that was past its prime and not going to be eaten. And now it's time to replenish my fridge. I didn't have to get a lot of pantry items today because my pantry is pretty well stocked. So mostly this is focused on fresh produce, vegetables and fruit, and the kinds of things that we eat for snacks, including some items that my kids eat a lot that are not necessarily part of my diet, but that they consume. If you haven't yet downloaded my Healthy Vegan grocery list, you can get it on my website. The link is below in the notes, and you should download it right now. It includes the primary, most common grocery staples that I buy on a healthy vegan, whole foods plant-based diet. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and for the most part, I shop at No Frills, which is part of the Loblaws group, and that's where I get the majority of my groceries. Sometimes I get some at the farmer's market, some items also from Choices Market, the local small chain of grocery stores, and also sometimes I get some items at Whole Foods that my kids really enjoy getting from Whole Foods. But everything I'm going to show you today comes from No Frills, and if I bought it there, it means it's not a frill. I would love for you to comment below and tell me where you shop. By the way, No Frills is kind of the Canadian equivalent of the American type of Aldi stores. The items, of course, that are most important to me are the dark leafy greens. I do enjoy my spinach once in a while, but it is a higher oxalate green, which means that the calcium is not absorbed so much. And that is why I also buy some cruciferous greens. I like baby kale, but they didn't have baby kale today. I got baby arugula. It's really nice and peppery. It is lovely to mix in with pasta, or I mix it up with the spinach as well, and it makes a really nice lunch salad. So those are two of my favorite greens that I buy often, and I don't feel great about the fact that they come packaged in plastic. However, it makes it a lot easier and more likely that I will actually eat them and go through them faster. So it is a compromise that I'm making willingly. Some other greens that I got, I did buy regular sized kale. This is just curly kale. I like lacinato kale a little bit better, but they don't have it at No Frills. I guess it's a frill. And if you're from No Frills and you're listening to this, please, I would like you to stock lacinato kale, or dinosaur kale, as sometimes it's called. But this is all right. I will just have to prep this on the weekend and enjoy this in salads and various dishes throughout the week. Love the kale, also cruciferous, and of course broccoli. I could eat this much broccoli in a single meal. I probably won't, but I just love broccoli. It's my favorite green, and my son has it in his lunches just raw. That's his favorite way to enjoy broccoli. So I need to always have some. Those vegetables, by the way, are on my list of the vegetables I always buy when I go to the grocery store. I will put the link in the description below, and you should check out my list of favorite vegetables that I always stock. And I was feeling in the mood for radishes. I'm going to use these in salads and just for snacking. They're lovely. I'm going to have, unfortunately, to remove the leaves. If I buy radishes from the farmer's market, I love to saute the leaves right away, but these look a little bit wilted and sad, so I'm probably not going to do that. But I'm going to prep them right away. I'm going to chop off the greens and put the radishes in cold water, keep them in the fridge, and that way they're ready to snack on. Super nice addition to a lunch salad, and also nice dipped in hummus or just straight up. Some other important vegetables, the red bell peppers. These are organic. Bell peppers do tend to require more pesticides to grow, so I do prefer to buy them organic. And these are reasonably not too expensive from No Frills in a bag of 2 like this. And of course, it's not a meal if there's no red onions. I always choose to use red onions. I find the taste a little bit more pleasant, a little bit sweeter than the yellow onions. And just because they're more colorful, you can tell that there's more nutrients in the red onions. I use probably one of these every day. So this is my supply of onions for the coming week. They appear in every soup, stew, stir fry, chili, curry, practically everywhere. And they're excellent for our health. Also on my list of 10 vegetables I always buy. I also got this garlic. Usually I'm super picky, and I am actually super picky with my garlic. I prefer to buy the garlic from the farmer's market because it is local and it has bigger cloves. But I was running short of garlic, and there's no farmer's market until the weekend. So I got this from No Frills. It has slightly bigger cloves than normal. it looks interesting. We'll see how it goes and let you know. Some more produce, and there's purple cabbage. Some people call it red cabbage. I often do that, but really it's purple. It is a very nutritious type of cruciferous vegetable because it is so rich in phytonutrients. And I will use half of this for a stir fry, and the other half I will make a red slaw with. So coleslaw is really good. It's made with cabbage. Cabbage is cruciferous in general, but red cabbage will make it extra crunchy and extra nutritious. And I did get also a little bit of fruit. I got these nectarines. They're grown in Canada. I love these nectarines. I will let them ripen on the counter a little bit. And I also got raspberries. These are a special treat that I enjoy in my morning chia oat pudding that I let soak overnight. They're just a little treat for me. I also put frozen blueberries in them, but I didn't need to buy frozen blueberries today because I still have enough in the freezer. I also got cherry tomatoes, which are awesome to have in my lunch salads, dipped in hummus or on their own. It's really like eating a type of berry that's a vegetable. I love the cherry tomatoes, easy to eat, delicious, and tomatoes are really good for us, so enjoy these. So I'm going to put all of these items in the fridge right now. I just need to put these anywhere. It doesn't matter a whole lot. If you've watched my other video, you should probably know what my fridge looks like right now. I will put the loose kale. Oh, my crisper is full. I will take out some mushrooms, and there's existing broccoli in there. So I'm going to take out the piece of broccoli that's already in there. The mushrooms can come out. The eggplant I will use tonight. So I will put the new broccoli closer to the back. And then I will put the old broccoli in the front. And the eggplant I will be using tonight in my stir fry like this. So this kale here, whoa, I need to put it in something. I will have to wrap it in plastic. We'll sort that out. The onions I take out of their netting. I'll have to vacuum after. Woo! I'm just putting the onions in the drawer here. I know some people put their onions like on the counter or in a dark spot somewhere, but I've never done that. I don't need to. And the other benefit of keeping the onions in the fridge is that when I cut them, they don't make me cry. And this is as much juggling as I can do. You've seen me juggle on YouTube. It must be true. The red cabbage, I will put in the crisper drawer as well. So there definitely won't be space for kale in there. We'll sort out the kale in a moment. And I keep my garlic in the egg section because who needs eggs? Oh, I didn't mention this, but I have a lime. I will use the lime in a sauce of some sort, and I will put it up here. What else did I say? I have the red bell peppers. I need to take out of the bag. Something else to try and fit in the crisper drawer. So the problem I have is that I bought bean sprouts for an event on the weekend. We didn't eat them, I forgot them. So I'm going to take them out because they don't need to be in there. I'm gonna put, there we go. Whew, almost. Okay, I'm fitting everything. It's important to avoid bruising the vegetables because when they're bruised, then they're more likely to spoil faster. So it's nice to not bruise them, not over squish them. Oh, here's another lime. And the berries will go in the fridge. The nectarines, though, will not go in the fridge. They will go on the counter in my fruit basket. I will put them there later. And I will deal with the radishes. I will chop off the tops and then put them in the water. So I'll do that after filming. So what about the kale here? I'll put the kale once I'm finished in a plastic bag, like a bread bag, and I will put it in the fridge, and I will make an effort to prep it tonight. I don't want it to stay too long in that plastic bag. It would not be the optimal way to keep it, but it is also a very robust green, so I'm not too worried about it. But I will prep the kale tonight, and that way I won't have to worry about it. It will be in a Tupperware, sitting in its dressing, and just being ready to eat. I will give it a good massage, and it will be very happy like that. What else did I buy? The rest of the items I bought are not exactly health foods. Well, there's an exception. The soy milk here, this is a Canadian brand of soy milk, Natura. The reason I buy it is because it is only water and soybeans with some vitamins added like B12 and a bit of calcium. I like this. It's a simple unsweetened soy milk, and it comes from my hometown, not my hometown, but it comes from the town where I was born. So I like to buy it. But the rest of the foods are more like treats or added components, condiments that make meals more interesting. Kimchi. So you have to be careful with kimchi because often it contains anchovies or shrimp paste or something like that. Kimchi is basically Korean sauerkraut. It is pickled cabbage. It is very salty, so use this cautiously, but it does add a nice crunch and a zing to stir fries, and I love to add this. And I keep it at the very back of my fridge so that, because I don't use it super often. I have vegan butter. My daughter likes this on her toast, so I buy some. I don't personally eat it. I have this brand of oat yogurt that is plain. It is not flavored. I quite enjoy it. This is my treat for dessert, probably about 5 days a week, along with this granola here, which is Nature's Path granola. It is vegan, not the healthiest thing. I mean, the first ingredient is whole grain rolled oats, which is awesome, but then the next ingredient is cane sugar and then oil. And then there's chocolate, and the rest of the ingredients are not too bad, actually. There is chocolate, there's cacao powder, and freeze-dried strawberries. So it's pretty reasonable, but together it's my treat. So it's really a dessert, not totally whole foods plant-based, 100% of the time, but always vegan. I got some of this dark chocolate as well. I eat about 3 or 4 squares like this per day. Also a special treat for me. Some people think that chocolate is never vegan, and it's actually not the case at all. This is not a frill. It comes from No Frills, but this is organic, dark, 72% chocolate. I got peppermint tea because my son needs to bring it to school. At home we have loose leaf peppermint tea, but my son has to bring tea to school for some reason, and so I got this. I was really shocked at the price difference between non-organic and organic peppermint tea. It was like single to double. I don't know why, but I had the organic one in my hand and I thought, well, it's going to school. Let's give all the kids some organic tea. And finally, another item I bought for my kids. They both love these Supreme chicken nuggets, pépite de veggie poulet. The great thing about shopping for groceries in Canada is that you get to learn French at the same time because everything is in both official languages. And so these are Gardein vegan chicken balls or nuggets sort of things. And they go in the air fryer. They're a nice side to dinners when my son doesn't want necessarily to have tofu every day. I love tofu, but sometimes they like to have a bit of a change. So I do buy these. And mostly they eat them. Sometimes I sneak one in. They're pretty good. So that's it for this tiny grocery haul for me. I mean, it's not tiny. It was over $100. But mostly I got fresh produce because my pantry is very well stocked. I have all the grains, all the beans I want. Actually, this reminds me that I know in the next week I'm going to need some black beans and white beans and chickpeas and... Ooh, I don't have chickpeas, so I'll have to cook some chickpeas, but I have black beans and white beans in the freezer, so I'm just going to take these out and put them in the fridge to thaw, and I will be able to use them when I do my prep in a couple of days. And that's it for this grocery haul. So for the most part, if you keep on top of staples, then you don't need to re-buy all the staples all the time. I'll do another video sometime soon with a pantry tour. If you haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to watch my fridge cleanup. And of course, download your healthy vegan shopping list, which you can find on my website. The URL is in the notes below. You can download the printable and see what items there you might want to add to your own list. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you again soon.